Okay, so this week we're going to go into how to go about assigning materials to your objects so we can give them texture and lighting and color and all that cool stuff. But before we do that, I just wanted to do a quick video on 3D text, right? Just if you might find a use for this in the future. We can also animate this text as well. We'll do more on that later. But in Maya, there's two ways to go about it. If you want to create text, you can come up to Create and then the Type tab here, or if you're in the poly modeling shelf here, you can just click on this T, right? And this will just bring up just a default 3D text type. And I just wanted to go over some of the various ways that you can manipulate this text. So if you hit this 3D type here, you're going to get this attribute editor up with your text. And then you can, it says type 1, but you could name this whatever if you wanted to, say this was the name, and then this box right here is what that type actually says. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in Tom Walker, my name here. You can select the type of font that you'd like. Sorry, hang on. You can select your font here through a list of fonts that Maya has, right? You can select, depending on the font, you might have various options. There's languages. And then you have all these different things that you can do with the text. And the two main important ones are going to be the text and geometry. I'm not really going to go over these others, but in the text tab, just like if you were working in a Word document or something, you have things like alignment that you can affect, right? You have font size, tracking, right? Kerning, if you had multiple lines, this would determine, that leading scale, that's what that is. But kerning determines the amount of space between your letters, the space between the two words. You can control all kinds of stuff like that. And then in geometry, here's where you can have some control over the polygons themselves, the modeling themselves. So anywhere there's a curve, right, the curve resolution here, we can add in, the higher this goes, right, the more mesh lines we get to create that. Okay. These you can set on defaults. In fact, yeah, you're never really going to change these at all. And then if we keep going down, here we have extrusion, right? So we can determine the thickness of the letters by changing this parameter. Okay. And then if we want to add more mesh to these extrusions, we can increase this. You see, we're getting more and more mesh lines, so we can control more of those letters. And then there's another one I wanted to show you too. Oh yeah, right here. So delete caps under the mesh settings. If you click this, what it'll do is it will delete the face and the back of the text, right? So that could make for a cool effect. Check that off. So these are the extrusion, right? This is our extrusion settings. And then we can also add bevels, right? You can enable your bevel, and then, right, that's going to round off your corners. And there's settings here that we can play with, right? Making that bevel larger or greater, inwards or outwards, right? We can offset as to where we want that bevel to start, right? And then we can also add in more mesh for more divisions, right? You can kind of see, right? Higher that goes up, the more control we have. Okay, so nothing crazy in this video. I just wanted to show you the text and how you can go about using it and manipulating it and yeah, have some control over text. Okay.